Good afternoon and welcome to the Trumpet TV Media News Update. I am Oba Siva. Here are our major headlines today. Presidential spokesman Bayo ONANUGA defends President TINUBU'S economic policies and dismisses claim that hunger affects all Nigerians. President Tinubu welcomed major partnership with MasterCard aimed at empowering millions of Nigerian businesses through digital skill. Dangote Petroleum Refinery rejects allegation of exporting fuel to Togo for re-importation into Nigeria. DLA announces the arrest of 262 drug offenders and the seizure of over 6,500 kilograms of illicit substance in Cross River State. The International Union of Tenants called for Rivers State Governor to address rising rent costs in Port Harcourt and Obiakpo. Engineer urges the federal government to fast-track electricity reform and achieve a 25,000 megawatt power target. And finally, Davido announces the release date of his new single, I Know Who I Be. Details shortly. Presidential postman Bayo ONANUGA have defended the economic policies of President Bola Tinubu, saying the narrative that severe hunger exists across the entire country does not accurately reflect the experience of all Nigerians. Speaking during an interview on Arise TV, ONANUGA acknowledged existing economic challenges, but insisted that many Nigerians are already benefiting from government reforms and intervention programs. He pointed out to the ongoing infrastructure project, student loan scheme, and worker credit facility as evidence that government policies are beginning to yield positive results. The presidential aide argued that public discourse often focuses on negative development while overlooking progress in several sectors of the economy. His comments have sparked mixed reaction, with critics maintaining that inflation, rising food prices, and high cost of living continue to place enormous pressure on millions of households nationwide. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has welcomed a proposal by MasterCard to support millions of Nigerian businesses through digital skill development, financial inclusion programs, and technological delivery opportunity. The president received a delegation led by MasterCard Global Chief Executive Officer Michael Maibach at the State House in Abuja. President Tinubu said the initiative aligns with his administration vision of economic inclusion and digital transformation. He emphasized that Nigerian youthful population remain its greatest asset and pledged continued support for programs that empower young entrepreneurs and small businesses. Meanwhile, the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Taiwo Oyedele, disclosed that more than 10,000 informal businesses are now applying for registration daily following recent fiscal and tax reform. MasterCard also announced plans to empower at least 3 million Nigerian youth through digital capacity building programs over the coming years. Dangote Petroleum Refinery has strongly denied allegations that its refined petroleum products are exported to Lomé, Togo, and later re-imported into Nigeria. The company described the claims as false, baseless, and lacking any commercial logic. In a statement, the refinery explained that its sales contract expressly prohibits the resale or re-importation of its product into Nigeria. Management further argued that transportation of fuel from Nigeria to Togo and back will create a significant additional cost, making the practice commercially unreasonable. The company maintained that it will remain committed to reducing Nigeria's dependence on imported petroleum products and strengthening the nation's energy security through local refinery. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, Cross River State Command, said it arrested 262 suspected drug offenders and seized more than 605 kilograms of illicit substance between November 2025 and May 2026. State Commander John Ateyi disclosed the figure during activity marking the United Nations International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking in Calabar. According to the agency, the arrest involved 207 males and 55 females, while 28 convictions were secured during the period under review. The NDLEA also destroyed 14 hectares of cannabis farm in Amakpa local government area. Officials identified cannabis, tramadol, codeine-based syrup, and methamphetamine as the most commonly abused substance among youth in the state. The agency called for strong collaboration among families, school, religion institutions, and community leaders to tackle drug abuse. The International Union of Tenants have called on the Rivers State government to urgently address rising rent costs in Port Harcourt and Obiakpo local government area. The global tenant body made the appeal following concern raised by the National Union of Tenants of Nigeria over escalating accommodation costs across the state. According to the tenant group, many residents now spend a significant portion of their income on rent, leaving little for food, healthcare, transportation, and education. International Union of Tenants President Marian Linde described the situation as alarming and stressed that housing should be treated as a fundamental human right rather than a commodity. The organization urged authorities to regulate excessive rent increase, preserve affordable housing, and implement policies that protect tenants from exploitation. The Nigerian Academy of Engineers have called on the federal government to accelerate the implementation of the Presidential Power Initiative and upgrade the national grid to achieve a supply capacity of 25,000 megawatts. Speaking in Lagos, the president of the Academy, Professor Rahamon Bello, urged urgent reform are needed to address Nigeria's long-standing electricity challenges. He identified financial instability as a major obstacle and advocated the issuance of specific bonds to settle debt owed to gas supplier. Professor Bello also emphasized the need to increase investment in renewable energy sources, including solar and hydropower projects. The Academy pledged technical support for ongoing government reform aimed at improving electricity operation, transmission, and distribution nationwide. And finally, Nigeria Afrobeat superstar Davido have announced that his new single titled I Know Who I Be will be released on June 26. The award-winning singer made the announcement through his official social media platform, telling fans that the journey to his next musical chapter is about to begin. The song featured Jazz World and GSCJ and will be available on major streaming platforms worldwide. The announcement comes weeks after Davido hinted at taking a brief break from music, marking the release of another surprise from fans. The singer recently performed at the FIFA World Cup 2026 countdown concert in Los Angeles, further commenting and cementing his position as one of Africa's biggest global music stars. And that is all we have for today in Midday News Update on Trumpet TV. I am Oba Silva. Thank you for watching.